everyone, welcome back. Today I'm really excited to film because I posted pictures on Instagram for my Instagram followers to pick my makeup out for this video. So I got a really good turnout. I'm really happy with how everyone participated. I've got some good and surprising choices in line today, and that's what we're gonna do. Basically, Instagram picked my makeup for the day. So before we get started, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me, and we'll get going. So for primer, I put the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer up against the NYX the Marshmallow Primer, and the Marshmallow Primer won by 67%. This primer is pretty new to my collection, but I have been enjoying it, and so far it's been a really nice primer to use. For foundation, I put the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Hydrator up against the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue, and y'all picked the Urban Decay Tinted Hydrator 100%. I actually haven't used this tinted hydrator in quite some time, so I'm glad you guys wanted to see it again. I am just going to use my sponge and press everything in like I normally do. I also forgot how glowy this tinted hydrator is, but we did have a pretty good rainstorm last night, so it's cooled off a little bit, so hopefully it won't be super shiny today. For concealer, I put the Jouer Essential Concealer up against the Covergirl Trublend Concealer, and Covergirl won by 80%. And because I do my concealer and my powder at the same time, I put the Huda Beauty powder up against the Peach Perfect powder from Too Faced, and the Huda Beauty powder won by 75%. I have actually not used this Covergirl concealer in quite some time, so it's nice to pull it back out. But I mean, it still looks really good. I'm happy you guys didn't pick strictly all of the higher end products. I did try to mix it up, putting options between high end and drugstore, and I think most of the categories that I did put drugstore products in, those ones were the ones selected, which I think is really cool. There are some really great drugstore products out there. So before I powder the rest of my face, for my blush and bronzer, y'all selected cream products. So we're gonna do those first. For the bronzer, I put up my Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer up against my Nabla Skin Bronzing, and y'all did select the Tarte. So I just like to use an angled brush, and we're gonna do this on the high points of my cheeks. I'm gonna put a little bit on the forehead as well, and then I do a little bit under the jaw and down the neck. And then I do like to put a little bronzer on my nose. And then I'm gonna take my blender and kind of clean up the bronzer. I've got a little crazy on this side. Worst case, I'm just gonna go back into my foundation brush and just kind of clean up that line a little bit. And then just go around the edges to make sure everything's really blended. But this is a really nice cream bronzer. And then for blush, I put up the Rare Beauty. This is the first liquid blush that Rare Beauty came out with. And this is in the shade Happy, up against the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. This is in the shade She's So LA, and Rare Beauty won by 67%. So how I like to apply this type of blush is I like to dab it on my hand, kind of in a large area, and then I like to take my sponge and pick it up that way. That way there's a good area, and then apply. And then I think it looks really pretty, really seamless. But I still like to put some on my forehead. I have to do it twice, so that's why I put some on my forehead, because I had a little left over from the first dabs. And then I got a little bit more heavy-handed on this side, so I'm just going to take the other side of my sponge and blend it in a bit better. Got a little bit heavy-handed on my forehead too. This is a really pretty bright pink blush, but it's one of my favorite colors from this line. And then for setting powder for the whole face, I put my Liss Beauty Triple Fix Translucent Powder up against the Dior Backstage Powder No Powder, and the Dior powder won by 75%. Now we're just going to set the face. I think that helped tone down the brightness of the pink, which is nice. But I am going to go in with my sponge and just go over everywhere to pick up any excess powder. For highlighter, I went with powder products. So I put the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter up against the Sungasm Face and Body Highlighter by Catrice. And the Charlotte Tilbury one with 100%. But it's a really beautiful shade. So we're just going to apply it to the high points of the cheek. And then so it doesn't stand off of the face, we're going to take the sponge and just press it in so it looks like a more lit from within type of glow. For setting spray, I put Maybelline Beauty Rose Water Setting Spray up against the Staple MAC Fix Plus, and the MAC Fix Plus one with 67%. And I have been doing a new technique where I spray my sponge with the setting spray and then use my sponge to apply it. And I've really been enjoying it. So that's how we're going to do it today. Whew! I think I got a little much because it's leaving like droplets. Now I am going to do a couple products off camera, but I do want to share the products with you. So for eye primer, I put up the Nars Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base versus the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And the Nars 101 was 67%. So this is the one I'm going to apply. And then while I'm still off camera, I'm going to apply my eyebrow products, which I put the Kosas Airbrow up against the Benefit Gimme Brow. And Benefit 1 was 67% as well. So I will be right back. Please enjoy the intermission. For eyeshadow palettes, I put up Colourpop Your Golden up against the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and Colourpop won with 60%. So we are going to do a fun look with this one. I think to start, we're going to go into this shade, which is called Must Stay. It does also have, it's one of those shades with the glitter flecks in it, but typically those tend to like disappear after a while. And we're going to start with that shade in the crease and use it as a transition shade. Next, we're going to go into the shade right next to the first one, and this is the shade Saunter. And I'm going to start putting that on the outer third of the eye. I just blended that Saunter shade in with our first shade, and it kind of went in about halfway after being blended out. But now we're going to go into the shade right next to that one, and this is called the Palisades. This is a really pretty shimmer that I have just been dying to use. So I'm going to place that all over the lid. And then I am going to take that shade on a flat brush just to get it all the way into my inner corner here. I also did overlap the shimmer with that Saunter shade as well. Now I do want to brighten it up a little bit, so we are going to go into this shimmer shade, which is called On Ice. I'm just going to use it on my finger again, and I'm going to place it right in the center. It does have a bit more of a golden taupey undertone, so it's not going to be super bright over the darker shade, but it's going to bring a little bit of gold back into the look. I'm going to go back into the brush that I was using our very first shade with. I'm not going to take any more products, but I am just going to do a little bit of blending all around the edges. Then once I have the edges where I want them, I am going to blend the shimmer line a little bit. Now we're going to go back into Saunter. And we're going to do the lower lash line, so I'm going to stamp it on the outer third of the eye. Well, actually about halfway. And then we're going to use the first shade Must Stay for the inner corner of the eye. Well, the inner half. And just blend those two shades together. And then for the inner corner highlight, we're going to go into this shimmer, which is called Salty. And we're just going to pop that right in the inner corner here. Brighten it back up a little bit. And I like to connect it to the lower lash line and kind of bring it in like a swoopy motion. So here are the eyes. I'm going to put on mascara off camera, but I did put the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara up against the M Cosmetics Pick Me Up Mascara. and Maybelline won by 67%. So I'm going to do this real fast and then we will come together to create a lip. Okay, so I did not put lip products on Instagram because I didn't know which palette was going to win and I didn't know what kind of lips could go with either look. I mean, the Your Golden palette has a lot of options anyways. Like we could have totally done like a dark blue look. The Sunrise palette had a lot of pink options, so I just didn't feel like having a lip option on Instagram would really do well for either type of look. So I'm going to just pick the lips. I think today we're going to go with something a little simpler, something I'm very used to, which is going to be my Nabla lip liner in the shade Nude number 2, which is very much a more brown tone. And because I like how shimmery and golden brown the lid is, the eyes are, I'm going to go in with my Ofra and Samantha March lip gloss in the shade Queen. So here is our finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun consistently like looking at Instagram to seeing how people were voting. It was a lot of fun for me. I hope it was a lot of fun for you. You'll have to let me know if you want me to do this again, but maybe all drugstore products or all high-end products, and let's see what we can create together. Again, I had so much fun, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It just lets me know you guys are enjoying the content I'm producing and lets me know how I'm doing. Other than that though, I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.